Lowry. Pascal Siakam, strong finish. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Jay, sometimes it's not just the heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Nothing going here on that drive. Pascal Siakam to Van Vliet. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at three coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Goran Dragic at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. To Lin. And count the basket.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
It's the Heat with the possession. Cleared by Ibaka. To Van Vliet. It goes down.
The defense needs to be in more of a stance and react better. A player with that kind of NBA talent level will get to the rim every time with moves like that.
Dragic with the basketball. Down 5. And a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
Goran Dragic. He's got 2 shots coming. He's struggled so far. Can't connect on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Fred Van Vliet. To Ibaka. Fine to shoot for Toronto. Second effort. On the follow. Way to stay with it. Long Key from 3/4 court. First quarter in the books. The Raptors have the lead. First quarter complete, on to the second period. A little bit of a feeling out process so far.
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
Well done, Kyle Lowry. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Dragic with it. Down 8. Marc Gasol snatching it out of the air. Butler. Dragic to Butler. Has a chance. Butler with a shot, no good. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Norman Powell trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Dragic into the front court, trailing by 11. Goran Dragic, tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
To Powell. Jay, how do you even begin to try and describe the whirlwind that is the Toronto Raptors?
Well, you start with the positive. Last year was the first time in franchise history they were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And here we are, this team still having a chance to win the Eastern Conference again.
Butler. Here comes the screen.
Big screen right there, big screen.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throw up and good as he finishes off the three-point play. The lead is down to 6. Ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. To Powell. Gasol gets it in the right corner. Here comes the screen. Curling inside. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Off the mark at the line. Dragic with the basketball. Margins 8. From the painted area, won't go down.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipping.
Knocked loose. Out of bounds, last touch by the Heat. It'll stay Raptors basketball. Lowry. Well done, Kyle Lowry. He's 2 for 2 now.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that 3 despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Marc Gasol able to recover with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Kyle Lowry at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Lowry converts the three-point play as the Raptors able to extend their lead. Dragic with it, trailing by 14. Marc Gasol with a piece. Why even try that time?
I'm going to start calling him the windshield wiper, just erasing all the mistakes.
Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Okay, that time it was effective, but a really good defender will put that in their memory bank.
We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Dragic to Waiters. The shot almost. Lowry. To Van Vliet. Gasol. Has a look. Gets it to go. Didn't have many choices there. Lets it fly.
And the defender's got to take note. Otherwise, that shot's going up all game long.
Miami's got it. Dragic. To Waiters. Driving right to the basket. Dion Waiters. 2 of 4 now.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Lowry with it. Under a minute to go before halftime. Pascal Siakam gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out. To Van Vliet. Not that time.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Waiters. Deep three at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
The Raptors entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead, and they've been showing off some excellent shooting, and it's ultimately points that win games. So if they can keep this up, there's a great chance they can finish with a victory. These are the guys getting buckets for the Toronto Raptors. The Heat. And that concludes our halftime.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Kyle Lowry with the rock. Pascal Siakam, great look and vision. Deep left corner, Lin. Jeremy Lin, not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Now a steal as the Raptors have it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Lin, tough matchup against Butler. Easy path to the rim.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Shot from the lane won't go. Pascal Siakam pins it. Finish that. Toronto has the basketball. Pascal Siakam. Oh, had him going there for a second. Got toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Ed, when a player's running at you full speed and he takes those steps, there's no way you can defend it.
Butler to bring it up. Down a bundle. Can't connect from in close. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Looking to make something happen. Here's a chance from long range, and Kyle Lowry still able to get it to go down after the closeout.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. Butler. Pascal Siakam sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
And he's going to the free throw line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Jimmy Butler at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. First one goes down. And he makes them both. Lowry has the basketball. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Out of bounds, last touch by the Heat. So possession remains with Toronto. Lowry. The screen sets him up for two.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Hit.
The drive, right to the basket. Goran Dragic, not looking pretty. 3 for 10.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Lowry, defended by Myers Leonard. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Butler into the front court. His guys down big. Dragic. Not done yet. And a putback slam. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Well done, Kyle Lowry. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Butler to Dragic. Trying to cash in. Jumper's good. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Lowry. Finishing inside the paint on that one. Now the Heat going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this 3rd quarter. Heat checking this one. Eric Spoelstra makes the move to his reserves. Short jumper won't fall.
Hey, catch up. Let's go.
Pascal Siakam to Lowry. Can't connect from inside. Butler to bring it up. He'll run the offense. From 18 feet at the buzzer. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. It's been all Raptors. So the Heat will have it to start this 4th and final quarter. And they've really had very little go right for them on either end of the floor.
Remember that old line, your attitude determines your altitude? Well, when you see dejected faces on the sideline, that poor body language gave you an impression that they had no chance to win this game.
Rim rocker for Norman Powell.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Oh, yeah, it's me and you.
To
me and you.
Butler. The pass set it all up.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
The ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. Fred VanVleet. For 3, knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Here comes the screen.
Watch cut it.
Curling inside. Jimmy Butler not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Fred VanVleet to Powell. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
First one, count it. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. To Butler. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for two. Jimmy Butler, couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Ball's controlled by Lowry. Short jumper off the mark.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Short jumper off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Lays it up and in.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
To Butler. Here comes the screen. And Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. He has struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Lowry into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Gasol. Pascal Siakam to Lowry. To the outside. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Missed it at the line. It's the Heat with the possession. Pascal Siakam sends it away.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Nothing going here on that drive. Gets it in the right corner. Oh, he had him there for a second. Pascal Siakam to Gasol. And throws it down. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Jimmy Butler, 3 for 6 now.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Ah, the monster stuff.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Butler to Dragic. From the outside, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
He gets it.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Count the bucket for 2.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Lowry into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Gasol. Beyond the arc for 3. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. He might not make many friends on the other side with that 3.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. That misses with a second to go. It's the Raptors with the victory as they win this one in blowout fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Raptors were merciless in this game. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Check out the leading scores for the Toronto Raptors. The Heat really lost big in this matchup, and you can tell it was tough on them. Losses like this become main discussion topics in the media. So hopefully this team is ready to answer the tough questions. It's not going to be fun. Check out the leading scores for the Miami Heat.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
The Toronto Raptors were able to stretch the defense because of how effectively they were scoring from long range. The opposition couldn't make the necessary adjustments and now have to settle with a loss.
Player of the game.
Being able to put up these kind of numbers is always impressive, but having the ability to lead and inspire is something special.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.